The important thing from my point of view is that within each of the 5 country projects, they think hard about what data they want to collect in each country.
Customer-centered service delivery, customer-driven service delivery approach, result-based approach, give and take. I would say that both the global project office and the national office should work together more in order to agree what are the things that we have to break down from this one. That's the way to do it. Otherwise, we can't. Otherwise, we can't. So, but I know it can be done within 2 years or even before. If we are focused enough. I said this based on my experience with many other projects. Same challenges. Same challenges. Integration is challenges. Okay?
How the Philippines prioritize the goals. We actually listed down four main goals that we will be as the goal of our project in the Philippines. The first one is food and livelihood from the fishery are sustained. Second one, management plan is implemented and accepted by stakeholders. And fisheries resources and operations are sustainable. And the fourth one is resource users are in harmony with each other. As you can see, the goals are broad enough. And hope. And how we prioritize this, the food and livelihood are sustained versus management plan is implemented and accepted. We put more priority on the the food and livelihood from the fisheries sustained. Anyway, it's actually an upper level goal because you can only do this with having this management plan. A versus C, we thought that the fisheries resources and operations are sustainable is a more priority, but at a lower level. And between A and D, we say that A is still a priority over D. The way we prioritize is depends on the level of the goal, meaning the upper one becomes the priority, as well as in C versus D. Fisheries resources and operations are sustainable versus resource users are in harmony, meaning you cannot attain this without having done this lower level. So that's how we prioritize. C is the most priority, is fisheries resources and operations are sustainable. Is it? Yeah. It is food and livelihood from. But if you look at both A and B, they are practically the same. They're practically the same. So I think that's how we treat the goals that we identified. On the second note, since this is a goal for the next 2 years, right? We will be reviewing on how we put on indicators on this, whether perhaps, I'm not sure, but we will receive ECT based on our indicators for these goals can be more clear to us. Thank you.
They would like to have the standard data of pro fisheries, and the second goal is pro operators are implemented the guideline of 3 key bycatch handling on board, and the next selective fishing gear adopted by fishing operator, and the last one is fishing access they may define and comply by stakeholders. This is the focal of the Indonesia for the REBIT project. This metric, this is we compare between A and B. We think that be important in the a little bit more, and A and C we also select the C in the moderate level, and A and D we select B in a little bit low. It's very similar, and B and C we choose C, and B and D we choose D, and comparing C and D, we select C. From this, you can see that the score of A, B, C, and D. A, we didn't select A, there's 0, and the highest score is C. We select the first score is selective fishing gear adopted by fishing operators. This is our Indonesian first score for the limit.
Very interesting result. Actually, the result is very interesting. Why is becoming 0? Why? What is in here?
Because standard data, we need it to improve for the selective fishing gear. For we define the best management plan. This from standard data.
So do you mean it take time to do it or what?
The standard data is like a first step. How to review the bycast should be put on the selective fishing gear for the professional first. That's like a
Okay.
review.
All right.
This is can see.
So this is the main, the things that you can see clearly in the. Okay, so good. Thank you very much.
And number 4 is a good monitoring system. But it's needed participation approach, and maybe indicator is maybe CPUC and need habitat data and bycatch reduction and standardized data. It's a key. So and these 3 goals come from the Thailand National Plan.
Okay.
And the prioritize the number A, sustainable ecosystem services win other goals. It's very strong. And the first I explain the conclusion. The A is 0, but the 0 score it's not the same goal. So we change the score to become not. Maybe not D is win, but C is win too, and become same level.
And scoring, we have 4 goal of fishery management. The first priority is the review of management plans to address, incorporate, discuss, form for review first. When we looking at the project cycle, I think this process like check and improve, because the Papua New Guinea already have many of the plans, so we no need to make a new goal. Just review what we have to do, and we have to improve it or not. This is the first priority. The second one is the number B. The trawl management plan review and gazette by the national government. And the third one is the trawl industry are satisfied with the economic incentive, provide and comply with the management regulate provided. And the last one is score is 0, same as the Indonesian country. And why it's like that? Mr. from Papua Papua will explain why it's 0. The last one is equal participation by all stakeholders in the trout fishery. This is all of our goal and prioritize.
I think first of all, I think even he is from Thailand, he's quite like he is living in Papua New Guinea.
Just the same fishery.
So how you groom him?
I think he should come and join me.
Yeah, you get married there. Okay, so just only my questions. D, number one is okay. But review is an action verb. This is an action. And reviewing is take 2 days. So action plan is just the task. So it's too small to be goal. So, but we knew what you want to address there. Huh? So what is my question now? So that is my comment. Okay, so change it. Yeah. Sometimes get lost. See, too much result based. Okay, so review is an action verb. So action verb we won't put in the goal. It becomes task. So the task you order someone to review. Okay. This one is related, of course, to the rule and regulations that you said yesterday that we need to keep on updating that one. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. Okay, next team, please. Next team. Last but not least, Vietnam.
Indicate here. One is fishery resources managed under sustainable manner, and the second, bycatch measure understood and put into place. The third one, to reduce the conflicts among stakeholders. The fourth one is economic incentive to be provided to fishing community. And then the data collection system bycatch operated to support scientific information for shoal fishery management. And the final one is local fishing community actively and creatively participate in shoal fishery management plan. And we is going and finally we got our final scoring system. We have number one is a goal number is goal A, fishery resources managed under sustainability. And for D, we have no not really. This should be D. And this should be D. And I think because this is prioritized by all the manager. I mean, we are doing like the top-down control. It's not based on the community. We have no idea from the community, so all the scoring is very online. It's for example, sustainability, and E is bycatch measure is understood. It's like the top-down. We are not have the idea from the local fishing community. So I think when we are doing in the practical, we have to get the idea from the local level, and especially from the fishing community. That is
So what is your number one, sir?
this one.
Okay. And number 5, F is the S is for that is
That
D.
is lowest score.
Lowest score economic incentive are provided.
Because we are the government, we don't want to give for the fishermen anything. That's top-down control management.
Yeah. You see that somehow reflects some of the back into Roma, and that's why it can be true. Okay, so yes, first of all, I think now we can see that the priorities that given by 5 countries. 3 countries have similar priorities. It's related to sustainability. Yes. Thailand, Philippines, Vietnam. So this means that the intention to accomplish in the first few years is on sustainability. for Indonesia is on fishing gear for the fishing technology appropriate. For Papua New Guinea, more on controlling, how to control it. So when we have a shopping list of 20 yesterday, we feel sometimes it cannot overcome, it's too many. But now when we are looking at few among many, it seems to be able to handle, maybe. So this is how we look at the regional interest at the moment for today and the next 2 years, that now the 5 countries member now interested to this one.
Or ecosystem well-being, human well-being, and governance. Now, for me, this is very beautiful from the program level, because if the goals of the countries can reflect the EAFM principles, this is a very nice way to tie all the programs together, all the 5 projects together. So it struck me that Philippines has perhaps unconsciously copied the EAFM model into their goal prioritization, which I think works really well. Any other comments on that? Where's Joe?
Yes, I agree.
But when we observe on for fishery management plan revised and cassette by national government revised, it should be done through the participatory of stakeholders, maybe private sector invite, and then into the process of management plan review.
Vietnam is now interested to maintain the economies by fishery sector. Whatever you are talking about fish, profitability and conservation, never mind. But at the end of the day, in Vietnam, what they are interested today is economy. Am I right? Yes, correct. In Indonesia, governance, rule of laws, conservation. Philippines, decentralization, power to municipalities, very strong local government, and rule of laws, administrative orders. Thailand, conservation, this concentration, giving the authority, the provincial office to be handle these EFM projects, and governance into the participation. Rule of law is in Papua New Guinea because only control now. So when we bring out the super goals, not the super goals, the goals of the country, and we cluster them, and we are trying to tell ourselves where we are heading to. And I think we are having only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, only 5 things that we are heading to now, as long as the RIBIC is concerned. So for the goal, at the global level, at the moment, we are just only heading to 5 goals, which is interested collectively by our countries. Now I just want to hear from Rick whether these red letters are fulfilled RIBIC's goal. I think it is, because it's big enough. It's big enough to incorporate RIBIC's goal in it. Now the point is only that we need to group the national goals into keywords that telling the public what the country are interested in. And this would have made a collective direction of the 5 countries, leading into the right direction that interested by the nation. Thailand is interested in something else, no problem. But these are the same thing that we are heading to as a collective project implementators. Okay? So, now you can see that when we try to group the national goals into clusters, Rubik can say that we are Rubik. We can say that our Rubik's goal today, next year, 2 years, is we want to enhance economics, maintain economics. We would like to strengthen the governance, emphasize rule of laws, and also strengthen conservation for the ecosystem services, blah, 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 and blah. Okay? And of course, in Thailand and the Philippines, we also touched upon the decentralization. Deconcentration and decentralization are the same fish, if not animal. So deconcentration is the same. So these are the things that now I also went through briefly to the midterm report of the RIBICs, and so for RIBIC, national planning for 2 years plan, the priorities goal is from this morning just before the tea, is this three. Who disagree? So, Rick, anything? Huh? Why we pick this three? Because I select the number one that they pick up. And this one belong to Philippines, Thailand, and Indonesia. This one belong to Papua New Guinea. This one, this one belong to Philippines, Thailand, Vietnam. Okay, Vietnam, right? This one Papua New Guinea. This one Thailand. This should be all, no, but it's not pick up there, right? So that's why only three. Let's pick up. Only three pick up. Number one from the ranking. So what I'm trying to make a conclusion from this slide is that from today onward, if you wish to, on the 5th that we are coming to the national planning exercise, on the 5th that we are coming to the planning exercise, we are using these yellow goals as the guiding goals for the next 2 years RIBIC's plan. Why? Because I have a very legitimate reason. Because this is not my yellow. It's not Rick's yellow. It's not Israel yellow. It's not SEAFDEC. It is yours as the key actors. The strategy equal to action to win professionally. Then for modeling, do not choose the site yourself. Ask the boss to choose. That's how you act to win. Sir, the previous site is not fit to this model, but I think you have been experienced a lot, 20 years of working in the fishery. Can you select for me? She would be very proud that, oh my, Dinka is see of my, experience. So, well, Dinka, I'm happy to help you. Then when you come for the meeting, next time with him, he will not say no because he chooses the subject. Oh yes! That's the strategy. It's not the day-to-day action. It's action for you to win something. Professionally. Ethics. Rule of law. Fairness. Citizen center. Customer driven. Accountability. That is professional is all about.